Homophily refers to an innate social preference that people have for those identified as similar to ourselves. In the words of a more familiar phrase, birds of a feather flock together. Though the phenomenon is pervasive on a global scale, the origins and development of it have been left relatively unexplored. Why and when did we develop this preference for similarity? In 2021, researchers Ashley E. Jordan and Karen Wynn undertook the task of addressing this very gap. 3 separate studies were conducted as part of the investigation, all involving children ages 3 to 6. Inspired by the methods of previous studies, dolls were customized to appear either similar or dissimilar to the participating children. Though previous evidence showed children preferred similar dolls, it was theorized that this preference was not an innate one. Study 1 tested an alternative explanation. The preference for a similar doll emerges only when an adult explicitly comments how the doll is like the child. To test this, 32 3-year-old children were split into 2 groups. The explicit group, in which the experimenter would comment on how certain features of the doll were similar to the child, and the implicit group, in which the dolls were labelled but no comments on the features were otherwise made. 13 of 16 children in the explicit group expressed a preference for the similar doll, compared to only 5 of 16 in the implicit group. Only the explicit group's result was significant, meaning the implicit group effectively showed no evidence of homophily. The second study was conducted to explore how similarity preferences may develop with age. This time, no explicit comments on similarities were made at all. In ages 3 to 5, insufficient evidence of any preference was found, though statistical analyses indicated preference for similarity was subtly increasing with age. 6-year-olds demonstrated a significant preference for the similar doll. Evidence was building that homophily is not inherent. But why then, in Study 1, was it still observed in 3-year-olds in the explicit group? 2 possible explanations were formulated. 1. The salience hypothesis. Comments from the experimenter placed a similar doll at the forefront of the children's minds. And 2. The generalization hypothesis. Children interpreted the experimenter's comments as cues that appearance and similarity are important. Evidence for salience was not found. When features were pointed out impartially, there was no statistical evidence that children preferred either doll. Generalization was tested differently. Children picked a certain coloured scarf to wear. They then watched as the experimenter placed it on one of the dolls, while pointedly being told, "This is your scarf." The similar doll was significantly preferred, supporting the idea that children were choosing the similar doll based on perceived cues from adults that they should. A bias towards similarity has potentially major negative implications, ranging from the formation of less diverse social environments to ostracization of minorities. But these studies combine to reveal a crucial piece of information. Homophily is not innate, it is learned, and a learned bias can be combated. Children will not learn to be biased if the adults of their lives don't teach them to be.